Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 2 of What If Naruto Witness Iruka's death and awaken a bloodline. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, if you're new, yes, I indeed have 4 channels which I post What If on every single day. Yes, you heard that correctly. Every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. And also guys, don't forget to turn on the bell notification and see exactly when I post. So without further ado or wasting more time, what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode begin now guys? So the last time we left off, Iruka was not having a good night, as he had to go and search for Naruto. Failing the test, he had heard that Naruto had stolen the Forbidden Scroll. Before he could leave though, he was stopped by his girlfriend, which was Uncle Mitarashi, as she gave him a kiss. She told him to be careful as he told her that he will. With that, Iruka made his way out. As for Naruto, he sat down with the Scroll of Sealing as he went through it. He learned the Shadow Clone Jutsu as he also wrote down the details for the Great Exploding Clones Jutsu. That is when Iruka arrived as Naruto explained to him what Mizuki told him. Iruka was concerned as he pushed Naruto out of the way instantly, after hearing the projectile sailing towards them, a shuriken embedded in a tree. As both of them looked towards it, as Mizuki showed up. As he showed his real intentions, it was all a lie. He was here to kill Naruto. As Iruka told Naruto to run away, but Mizuki told him that he would tell him the truth, that they've all been lying to him, that they've all kept secrets away from him, as he was a fox. That caused Naruto to break down a bit, forcing Iruka to stand up for him and fight Mizuki. It turned into a brawl as Naruto ran away. However, Mizuki chased after him, as things got rather heated when Iruka had to drop Naruto and move out of the way. The battle intensified as Naruto watched his sensei got struck down. Iruka tried to save Naruto's life as a kunai was embedded in his throat. Naruto watches the man bleed out and died. Naruto lost it as he attacked Mizuki. He beat Mizuki to a pulp with his Shadow Clone Jutsu. As Mizuki was fighting back, however, Naruto sat on his chest and started to pummel his face until it was a bloody mess. However, Mizuki was still holding the kunai that he used to drive right at Naruto, stopping Naruto right there in his tracks as Naruto collapsed over, his eyes turning dark. Mizuki then picked up the scroll. With a battered, bruised body, he ran away. However, Naruto woke up and Naruto was able to meet Kushina Uzumaki, his mother. Shocked, as Naruto couldn't believe it. He never thought he would meet his mother. However, she told him about their clan and their specialty. It turns out that his clan had a special bloodline that allowed them to get a second chance. And right now it was his time to get his second chance. As Naruto learned many things about the members of his clan who died, his mother showed him the different color in her eyes. As Naruto saw several different things that his mother could do with her dojutsu, as one of these would be passed on to him. However, to do so he will have to defeat her. As Naruto fought her, but he was not trying to hurt her because, well, she was his mother. So she transformed into Mizuki. That brought back the rage and allowed Naruto to fight. However, she still was able to beat him, as Naruto was not strong enough. However, the determination, that was all that she needed to see. That allowed her to make Naruto pass through. She hugged him with all her life. As she gripped onto him tightly, Naruto did not want to leave her, but he knew that he had to. As she kissed him goodbye right on his forehead, waking up in the forest, Naruto knew that he had to go. As he awoke in his Kyuubi, Naruto made his way until he collapsed forward. as he then met the spirit inside of him. A spirit that was able to transform into a blade. A spirit of his eye as well. The power, he could feel it soaring through him. The spirit told him that he will explain more the next time he see him, but right now he had something to do if he was not mistaken. So with that, Naruto took off into the woods, as he was going to go after Mizuki. There was no way in hell that he was gonna let him escape. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the playstructure for yourself, and don't forget to go ahead and check out the other what ifs of the other channels, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. So without further ado, let's jump right into this. Begin now guys. After just speaking with the spirit inside of him, Naruto's eyes shot open as he was on the ground, pulled himself up, as he wondered if that was a dream. Partner, your head is on straight, there's no need to worry. As Naruto blinked. So I wasn't dreaming. Nope. And I think it's time for us to team up, Kasuke said, as Naruto could hear him inside his head. As Naruto nodded as he remembered what he told him inside the dreamscape. I just hope this works, he said as he closed his eyes and took in a deep breath. Kyuubi, Sonic mode, said Naruto. The moment Naruto said those words, he felt a burst of chakra shoot out of his body, a lot of it poured into his eyes, as Naruto felt a surge of pain followed by it. However, the pain subsided as Naruto felt great. No, he felt amazing. He felt the chakra flowing around his body like a raging storm. His vision seemed to be a lot better than before. However, a bit of a downside, he was seeing things in a bluish haze. Yes, everything he could make out, but everything had a tint of blue. But that wasn't a big problem. Well then, I guess it's time we do this. Naruto covered his mouth. His voice sounded a mixture of him and Kasuke. No, that's strange, said Naruto. But it's awesome. As he jumped up to his feet, he could not let Mizuki escape no matter what. Don't worry, Sensei, said Naruto. I promise. I'll stop Mizuki's plot. As Naruto's feet dug into the ground, as he blasted off in a bright speed of blue light. Meanwhile, outside of the forest, Mizuki had an arrogant smile on his face as he strolled outside the opening of the forest. He had the scroll and he was able to kill that suck of Iruka and the demon brat as well. Life was good. Now all he needed to do was to get the scroll to Orochimaru, and Orochimaru would grant him great power. But before that though, he would steal a few jutsu from the scroll himself. As he made his way, he had a plan just in case he was caught by Anvu. He would tell them that he found the Kyuubi Jinchuriki attacking his sensei because he was not promoted and given the rank of genin because he was told that he had to redo the academy. And he killed his sensei in a fit of rage. He had to step in and end the child, and he would be seen as a hero by the populace. That brought a smirk to his face, so he had two options just in case. His rendezvous point was nearby, as Mizuki came across a hooded figure. The person stood there waiting for him. Ah, I see you made it. As Mizuki smiled. We had a deal, remember? Mizuki said as he got close to the hooded figure, as the person's eyes narrowed towards the scroll. You were successful. Orochimaru Sensei will be pleased with this. It took a lot of work, but I managed to get it in the end. The figure looked over Mizuki to see that his face was a mess, and there was still dry blood on his tuning vest. The hooded figure did not say anything though, as he turned his back. Well then, let us leave this village. Mizuki smirked as he tossed the scroll up and down in his arms. How can they catch me when I'm a foot away from leaving, he said. Face it, we're home free. As Mizuki tossed the scroll up one more time, the scroll was about to land right in his hand until an orange and golden blur shot past and grabbed said scroll in mid-air and landed a distance away. Mizuki was shocked. Sorry, but you're not going anywhere with this. And you're not leaving either. Both Mizuki and the hooded man turned their head. As Mizuki was shocked. No, that can't be, said Mizuki. I killed you. Mizuki didn't understand he had killed the demon. He was sure of it. Then why was he holding a scroll then? None of this made any sense. He saw he had killed him. So why was he here? The hooded man turned towards Naruto. As he saw Naruto's eyes, a smirk came on his face under his hood. Those eyes, he thought to himself. He then turned to Mizuki. You, go, he said. I will follow shortly. The hooded man then raised both of his hands. As he uttered a few words, a strange rift of purple and red appeared with red bolts of lightning streaking across it. It seems to be some sort of portal. Go through it, the hooded figure said. I will follow you shortly with a scroll. Mizuki did not waste any time as he leaped forward and dived into the scroll, disappearing much in Naruto's anger. You bastard, said Naruto, clenching his fists. Why did you do that? He's Orochimaru Sensei's subordinate. What does it matter to you anyways? Naruto set the scroll down. Because I was gonna kill him for what he did. And now, because of you, he got away. Naruto brought his arm up and summoned 50 clones as he ordered them to attack. The clones all leaped forward faster because of the Kyuubi. However, before they could intercept this figure, he held his hand out as black and crimson lightning reduced all of them to dust. Try again, the figure said, with a smirk. Naruto leaped forward and swung a spinning kick towards the man's skull. However, his leg missed. As Naruto landed on the ground and started to attack more, however, his opponent dodged all of his moves with flawless ease. Even with the speed of his Kyuubi, the figure was completely dodging everything that he threw at him. As the hooded figure danced around Naruto, it seems like he was dancing as his foot twirled. He spun and appeared behind Naruto as he kicked him in the back, as Naruto was sent flying into a tree branch. As Naruto bounced back up on his feet, as he rushed forward creating 2 clones. The clones brought their hand down as Naruto stepped on it. They threw him forward as he burst with speed. The guy ducked under Naruto, as Naruto still could not see his face. Before he turned and kicked Naruto out of the air, Naruto flipped and landed as the clones appear behind the guy, ready to strike him down until he swirled and destroyed them with black and crimson lightning. The man then held out his hand as a flash of black and red caused a crimson katana to appear in his hand. He then slashed at Naruto several times, as Naruto leaped and dodged away from the slashes. See how they carved right through the tree. However, Naruto had a plan, as his hidden clones that he created burst from the foliage. Great clone explosion, said Naruto. The 2 clones explode in a bright flash, as Naruto panted with a smile on his face. However, that smile was instantly wiped off as Naruto saw the hooded figure standing there, as if he was not even touched by the explosion. The figure raised his right hand and opened it. Naruto then felt something grabbed him, an unknown force, and blasted him right into a tree. Before he could regain his senses, the figure appeared in front of him and buried his fist into his stomach, as Naruto dropped to his knee and collapsed. As the guy stood over him, impressive, he said, as he then turned his back and started to walk away. That's it, said Naruto. You're just gonna leave? As Naruto slowly picked himself up, he stopped at the portal. The reason why I'm not ending you is because I see the potential that you have to become a great challenge in the future, he said, with a grin. Tell me, young one, what's your name? Naruto's eyes narrowed. Naruto Uzumaki. The man was silent for a while, until he started to laugh, finding something rather hilarious. Interesting. I will see much more of you in the future, Naruto Uzumaki. I shall tell you my name as well. I am simply known as Croy. With that, Croy made his way towards the portal, as Naruto felt his consciousness fading away. Was the blow that bad, he thought to himself. As Naruto dropped down, the man spoke one final words. Grow strong, Uzumaki. I will see you soon. With that, he vanished. A few minutes earlier, Inoichi Yamanaka was jumping from tree branch to tree branch. He, along with his friends Choji Akimichi and Shikaku Naru, was searching for Naruto and the Forbidden Scroll. That was until they heard a huge explosion near the forest. The 3 of them made their way down until they came by Iruka's body. Iruka, Choza said, as he knelt down next to the body. However, there was no life. He removed the large shuriken from the man's neck as he closed his eyes. He then glanced up. Choji once told me that Iruka adored the boy. And from what he told me, Naruto feels the same way about him. Naruto may have stolen the scroll, but he would have never done something like this. He would never kill Iruka. None of this makes any sense, Inoichi said. As Shikaku suddenly asked Choza, how much does that shuriken weigh? Choza looked at his friend but shrugged as he lifted up and down. About a good 30 pounds. It was too much for any child, container of the Kyuubi or not. Inuichi, can anyone just get a weapon like that? Inuichi shook his head no, confused why his friends was asking this question. Only Chunin and Over can buy shurikens like this. Naruto will have to be very strong to let alone hold it, let alone throw it. And I don't think that he can just steal something like that without tripping any of the alarms. You know, Shikamaru told me that Naruto was the only one to fail the exam today. And now he stole the scroll. And now Iruka is dead. Do you both understand what I'm implying? Chose a frown. Something more sinister is at work here. As he looked around, if there was one thing that the man hated, it was traitors. None of them suspect Naruto to be the culprit of doing this. Someone, the way the things were set, it seems like someone put him up to this. And now someone had killed Iruka to shut him up as well. We need to find Naruto and fast. If someone was willing to kill Iruka, they will have no problem killing Naruto. As they agree that one of them will take the body to the morgue while the other report this to the Hokage. As Inuichi made his way off, Inuichi was moving until he felt another explosion. I'm getting closer, he said, as he increased his pace. That is when he arrived to see a figure stepping into a strange rift, some sort of portal. However, the moment he stepped into it, he was gone. That is when he noticed Naruto's unconscious form over to the side. He checked Naruto's pulse and saw that he was just unconscious. He glanced around as he saw the forbidden scroll in the trees, in the far back. As he breathed a sigh of relief, Naruto was safe and so was the scroll. As he picked up the heavy Naruto, he was more heavy than he thought, so he decided to bring him to his home so he can deliver the scroll safely to the Hokage. 10 minutes later there was a knock as Ino opened the door. Dad? Wait, is that Naruto? He stepped inside holding the unconscious boy as he set Naruto on the long couch and asked his wife to grab a few blankets as he placed the forbidden scroll on the ground. Ino stood there confused as ever as the blankets were brought as she watched as her father placed them over Naruto. Dad, what's going on? She asked. Naruto was injured and I brought him here until he wakes up. She sighed. Don't tell me that he got in trouble doing one of his stupid pranks again. As she looked towards him, she noticed that he had blood on his clothing. That made her anger lessen. Sometimes his pranks were funny, hilarious, and sometimes they were just stupid. However, he didn't deserve whatever happened to him for a prank, as she could see the torn marks on his clothing that looked like they were ripped by something sharp, and the blood on his cheek and his hands. What the hell happened to him? I'm afraid I cannot tell you anything more, Inuichi said, as she saw a grim look on her father's face. Something really bad happened, she realized. Yukina, he said to his wife, please watch over Naruto for me. I must report to the Hokage. As she nodded, he made his way off, as Yukina told Ino to watch Naruto so she can get dinner started. Ino sighed after a while as she sat down. Well, isn't this just super, she said, wondering what the hell happened to him. A few minutes later, Naruto started convulsing pain. She cried out for her mother, as her mother rushed in to see Ino shaking Naruto. But he was not waking up. What's wrong with him? I don't know. As her mother stepped forward and checked on the boy, she didn't know what was wrong with him. But it seems like he was internally, like he was having some sort of bad dream, as his face was scrunching up in all different directions. As Ino looked down towards him, she wanted to know what the hell happened. Meanwhile, in Naruto's dreams, Naruto was running, as he was running from something. Whatever he was running from, he was scared, terrified. He glanced behind him as he saw Iruka, bloody and mangled body. Murderer! Murderer! Iruka yelled, as Naruto came to a stop hearing his sensei call him a murderer, as he looked toward the sensei's deformed and battered body. You did this to me, Iruka said, screaming at Naruto, who was trembling in fear, as he looked up towards his sensei, who he failed to save. It was his fault. He was the reason why Iruka was dead. The thoughts started to pile on his young mind. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean for any of this to happen, said Naruto. But you did. You stole the forbidden scroll. You lured me there to get it back. And you made Mizuki kill me. It's all your fault. Iruka lashed out and gripped him by the throat. You kill me, he said, as Naruto could not breathe. Neither could he move his arms to stop Iruka, as he started to cry, as Iruka tightened his grip as Naruto felt his throat closing up, his oxygen going lower and lower. as he felt himself fading away. Back in the outside world, as Ino was sitting beside him, she reached out as she poked him on the cheek, where his whisker marks were. She looked around. She wondered, as she reached out and touched his whisker marks. They felt natural, but like a groove was there. It almost felt soft and, well, that was his cheek. As she kept on petting it, like one would do to a small little fox or kitten. That was when she nearly fell as Naruto's eyes snapped open. "Ino?" said Naruto, confused. What are you doing?" said Naruto, as Ino blushed in embarrassment, having been caught petting his cheek. "I was waiting for you to wake up, idiot," she said, as Naruto pulled himself up in an upright position. He looked around confused. "Where am I?" Ino stood up as she fixed her clothing so that she would look neat and presentable. "I don't know, Whiskers. My house, perhaps," she said, in a sarcastic tone, as Naruto frowned at that nickname. She used to call him that when they were much younger, and now that he knew that he was the holder of the Kyuubi, it kind of angered him more. However, he shook that off for now. "How did I get here?" "My dad brought you here because you were hurt," she said, sitting down. "So, what happened to you? Did you pull one of your stupid pranks and got hurt somehow?" Her saying that reminded Naruto of the several times Iruka caught him doing his prank and foiled them. Iruka found him doing his prank and interrupt them, as it hit Naruto hard. The memories of Iruka, the one that treated him like a brother and even a son, come back to him full force. Ino waited for a reply. What she didn't expect to see was tears. Tears coming from Naruto's eyes as he gripped his chest, as he started to cry. Ino stood there confused. She raised a hand towards him, unaware what to say to him. She's never seen Naruto like this before. It doesn't matter what he's been through. It doesn't matter how much time she called him an idiot or the other kids in class did, or a failure. He always shut them up by saying that he will become Hokage, and it doesn't matter what they say. But now he was so vulnerable, so weak. She had to do something. She didn't know what compelled her, but she moved forward and wrapped her arms around him, hugging him, to try and calm him down. Something must be seriously wrong for Naruto Uzumaki to be crying. The best she could do was hug him right now, and try to help him lift his spirit. "At the Hokage's tower, and that's how I found him," Inuichi explained to the third Hokage. Hiruzen was concerned deeply. Not only was Iruka dead and Naruto was found injured and unconscious, but a man was walking through some sort of portal. If anyone had the power to enter the village at such ease, they would be a tremendous threat to the future of the village. But for now, they had no idea where that person was. "Where's Naruto?" he asked. "He's currently resting at my home for the night." Hiruzen thought it was best to allow him to rest. After all, he's probably been through a lot. Not to mention, given how close he was to Iruka, he's gonna talk to him soon, but there's no need to jumble everything on him right now. He was probably going through a lot. Time skip. Konoha. Morning. The sun shined brightly in the heavens, glancing down towards the hidden leaf. Ino slowly opened her eyes, as she yawned, placing a hand over her mouth. She tried to move when she felt a weight on her leg. Looking down, she saw what was causing the pressure on her lap. Her mind was instantly confused. The first thought that came in her mind was to pulverize him, until she remembered last night, as she could remember every tear that fell from his eyes. She had seen a side of Naruto that she never saw before, him so deeply hurt. It was then that he smiled and snuggled deeper into her lap, as she blushed, before it turned into an angry tick on her forehead. Meanwhile, both Shikamaru and Choji were making their way, until they heard "pervert," followed by a rather loud slap, causing all the birds to fly away. Shikamaru glanced up. It was so early in the morning, and yet troublesome people were already causing problems. As he released a sigh, the only reason why he was up this early was because his mother threatened him with a frying pan to get out of the house. If he had his way, he would have just slept all day. Back at the Yamanaka residence. "Ouch! Damn it, Ino," said Naruto, rubbing his face. "What was that for?" As Ino folded her arms, looking down towards him. "Idiot," she said. "You shouldn't have pulled your face closer to me," she said. "Closer to you?" As she looked down towards her lap. As Naruto started to blush, realizing what must have happened while he was sleeping. Well, you know you could have just said something instead of slapping me, said Naruto. That was not a pleasant thing to wake up to. That is when Naruto felt a shiver run down his spine as he turned to see her parents standing there. Her father did not look pleased. What did he hear? Naruto started to stutter. However, Ino decided to help him and tell them that everything was okay. However, Naruto averted his gaze, as Naruto was told to stay so that he could eat something. As he thanked Mrs. Yamanaka, he was rather silent though as he thought about what happened. After breakfast, Inuichi told him that the Hokage wanted to meet him at that place. He told him that he would know where it is. As Naruto bowed in thanks to the both of them for helping him, he also told them to tell Ino that he's sorry once again. As both parents laughed it off, as Naruto seemed as, well, apologetic as ever. As Naruto said his goodbyes after thanking them once more, before leaving, Naruto made his way, as his eyes did not seem bright as usual. In fact, they seemed dull. Hiruzen stood on the monument glancing over the village, as he felt the presence behind him. Konoha is looking nice today, isn't it, Naruto-kun? As Naruto walked in, stopped next to the man. He did not speak for a while. He spoke after a few seconds. It does, Ichiji, he said. Naruto was silent, as Hiruzen heard his voice though when he did speak. It sounded so withdrawn, so closed up. Inuichi-san said that you wanted to meet me here, said Naruto. I wish to speak to you about the events of last night, Hiruzen said. As Naruto looked up towards him, Hiruzen was able to see his eyes for the first time since seeing him today. And he saw that spark that was once there was no longer there. As Hiruzen felt deeply saddened by that, he knew that the death would affect Naruto greatly, but the spark seemed to have gone. As Naruto seemed like he was going to break down right there and then as he remembered everything, even the dream. He told Hiruzen everything, even about his mother and his Kaioken. The more he spoke, the more the tears started to gather until they broke like a dam. Sarutobi stepped forward and hugged the boy. However, they were not alone. Ino had followed. Yes, Ino had followed after Naruto. That is why she had excused herself to prepare herself. As she wanted to know what happened, she was curious. As she found herself tearing up as well, hearing the brokenness in Naruto's voice. It's all my fault, said Naruto. If only I had known better. If I'd never taken the scroll, everything would have been alright. Iruka wouldn't be dead now, said Naruto. Hiruzen consoled Naruto as best as he could. As the more Naruto broke down, the more he saw the light in his eyes dimming forever. Naruto-kun, Iruka gave his life for you because he cared deeply for you. I know it hurt right now, but believe me, this pain will pass over time. I doubt it, said Naruto. Remember the disturbing dream that he had. It's not fair. Why did he have to die? He did nothing wrong. This was my fault. If anyone deserved to die, it should be me, said Naruto. I was the one that did all of this, not him. Naruto, Iruka gave his life because he cared about you. If you would have died, he would have been in the same state that you are right now. Maybe even worse. As Naruto looked down towards the ground. Do you think he is happy up there for saving me, said Naruto. Because in his dream, Iruka didn't seem pleased with him in the slightest. Hiruzen nodded and smiled at him. However, Naruto glanced up towards him as Hiruzen saw a frown in his face. Why didn't you tell me? About my mom. Or the Nine Tails being sealed inside of me. Why, said Naruto. Hiruzen sighed as he glanced up to the heavens. Because it wasn't your time to know, Naruto, he said. You weren't supposed to find out about the Kyuubi until you were 18. Or until you reached the rank of Chunin. Naruto frowned deeply as he thought the man would trust him with this, but apparently he did not. It wasn't because I wanted to keep it from you, Naruto, he said. It's just the opposite. I was thinking about your safety. Many people were after your mother and your dojutsu, and I couldn't risk that. Same with the Kyuubi. Many people has wanted to hurt you because they thought you were the Kyuubi, but they were wrong. You are not the Kyuubi, you're just a container. Do you understand me, he said. Do I have a father out there, said Naruto. If the third was nervous before, he was beyond nervous now. He could not tell Naruto who his father was otherwise. He would be subjecting him to more danger. Yes, you have a father. I wish I could tell you who he is, but I cannot. Naruto got angry by hearing that. First you keep the Kyuubi and my dojutsu a secret from me. Why, said Naruto. Do you honestly think I'm gonna blab about who my father is or something? I am sorry, but you're not ready for it, Naruto, he said. You're not ready for all of his enemies that you have to face. You're not ready for all the questions that you have to face, knowing that you will not get answers for them. Trust me, when the time comes, I will tell you everything. Do you understand, he said. Naruto nodded, but his trust in the old man has strained a bit. After a few minutes of silence, Hiruzen spoke up. There's another reason why I call you here, he said. He reached into his robe and placed something in Naruto's palm. As Naruto unraveled it, and he was surprised. In Iruka's will, he stated that if he somehow died, and you were a shinobi of Konoha, he requested that me personally handing you his headband to remember him by. As Naruto traced his finger over the metal plate. But I'm not a shinobi, said Naruto. As Hiruzen simply chuckled. For recovering and protecting the hidden forbidden scroll from the traitor Mizuki, I, Sir Toby Hiruzen hereby declare you Naruto Uzumaki official genin of Konoha. You mean I'm a ninja, said Naruto. As Hiruzen nodded, Naruto started to cry once again. I did it, Iruka, he said. I did it. As the man smiled to himself, looking down towards the boy. As Naruto glanced up towards the heavens. I'll make you proud, he said. I promise. As Naruto reached up and moved the goggles, before he tied the headband around his head. As Ino was listening to all of that, she smiled as she watched Naruto cheer to the heavens until she remembered. But Naruto cannot be the Kyuubi, she thought. Demons. They don't have emotion, do they? Her mind was going through a million thoughts. So much was revealed today. So much as she didn't expect. She didn't expect to hear any of this. She just wanted to know what happened, what stupid prank that he pulled. But it turns out that Naruto was actually fighting for the village, stopping a traitor from stealing the scroll. As she decided to get the hell out of there. As Hiruzen and I wandered towards where she was a moment ago. Time skip. Ino walked inside the house. Granted, there was not much information that she got. The only thing that she heard was container and seal. That meant Naruto was somehow having the Kyuubi inside of him. But was something like that possible? She remembered the stories and heard how large a fox was. Sealing. As she tried to understand the whole thing, her mind was whirling with the possibilities of Naruto being the Kyuubi. As Ino walked in the kitchen as her mother and father was talking, she sat between them. As they turned towards her, seeing a conflicted look on her face. Her mother asked her what was wrong, as she told her parents everything she heard. When she was finished, both of them had a shocked look on their face. After a moment of silence, Inoichi asked, How did the Hokage did not sense you there? I don't know, she said, but I kinda wish that he did. As he saw her mind was still whirling. Tell me, he said, do you believe that Naruto is the Kyuubi? Ino opened her mouth, but she closed it once again. Did she think that Naruto was a demon? From all the stories she heard about demons, demons were evil, moreless, liars, selfish, wicked group of thieves and things that hurt people for joy. However, despite Naruto being a goof and always pulling pranks, he was nice. He did not try to hurt people. Even when he was bullied, Naruto was kind. Someone that dreamed to be Hokage. But demons were liars and tricked people. Could it all be a lie? Could it be a trick in disguise? I don't know, she said. I feel so lost. Her mother and father locked eyes. As with a quick nod from her husband, she left them to speak. It was then that he guided Ino towards the kitchen. As he pulled out a kunai. As he got a scroll, he placed it down. Okay, Ino, he said. What are these items? A sealing scroll and a kunai, she said. What does this have to do with anything? He merely smiled. It has everything to do with Naruto, and whether or not that he's a demon. He sealed the kunai in the scroll. Now Ino, what is this, he said. She got angry at this nonsense. It's a scroll. What does this? He raised his hand, stopping her. He then took the scroll and bumped her on the head with it. What the hell, she said. Why did you hit me with the scroll? He gave her an innocent look. What are you talking about? I just hit you with a kunai. Are you going crazy, Dad? She said. Just because the kunai is sealed in the scroll, that does not make the scroll the kunai. It was then that it struck her, like a hammer. As a look of realization. Now you understand what I'm trying to say, said Inoichi. So, Naruto is like the scroll, and the Kyuubi is the kunai, and Naruto is containing it. Exactly, even though one is sealed inside the other, they're not the same thing, Ino. Her mother Yuki, who was listening to the whole thing, had a smile on her face as she returned back to where she was. Thanks, Dad, Ino said. I'm glad I could help, but Ino, there's something that you need to know. What you were just told, it's a S-rank secret. The penalty of revealing such secret is death. So promise me, he said, that you will not tell a single soul about this. Do you understand me? Ino was shocked. She never knew a secret that was the cause of death. As she promised that she would not tell a single soul. As she then made her way off, Inoichi then got to his feet. Was that satisfying for you, Hokage-sama, he asked. A light chuckle could be heard as Hiruzen stepped out of the shadows. It was, he said. Thank you for talking to her about this. It was either that, or she would have been killed, Inoichi thought in a bitter tone. As Yuki stepped out, Hokage-sama, if she had told anyone else but us, would you have really put her to death? Hiruzen sighed. What she learned today, and what she did, listening to that conversation was an act of treason, he said. If I was not busy trying to help Naruto, things would have turned a lot different. As Yuki was shocked, was a Hokage that hell-bent on keeping a secret that he would kill a small child? Granted, a lot of the civilians already know. He then disappeared in a poof of smoke, leaving the two Yamanakas there, happy that Ino had came to them, and happy that she promised. Ino would not break her promise to her parents. As for Ino, she went searching for Naruto. She went by the top of the mountain, but he wasn't there. She then went to the ramen shack, but he wasn't there either. She was unsuccessful to find him, so she will try tomorrow. You better be at the academy, Naruto, or I'll kick your ass, she thought to herself. The next day, where is that idiot? Asked Ino as she looked around. There was only a few minutes left for class to begin. A yawn could be heard beside her, which was none other than Shikamaru. Which idiot are you referring to? Naruto, she said. How should I know? I'm not his mother, am I? Shikamaru said, while picking his ear, before Ino whacked him over the head for the comment. Troublesome woman, he said. Why are you so worried about Naruto anyways? He's a big boy. He can take care of himself. Ino whacked him over the head once again, as he glared at her. I know, you idiot, but there's something important I need to talk to him about. It was then that Shino spoke up. You've been looking for Uzumaki-san. Is something wrong, Shino asked. Yes, Shino. I've been looking for him, and I haven't been able to find him since he stayed over yesterday. She slapped her hand over her mouth. Shikamaru and Choji looked at her in shock. As she heard someone laughing, Man, Akamaru, did you know Ino and Naruto were like a thing? Said Kiba Inuzaka as a puppy on his head barked in response. Ino gave him a deadly glare. It's not like that, she said. He was hurt yesterday and Dad brought him over so he could heal, she said. Wait, he was hurt? What happened, said Kiba as he stopped laughing. Despite the fights that they get into, him and Naruto were friends. So were Choji and Shikamaru with Naruto as well. However, Ino said that she couldn't tell them. That was more shocking than everything they heard so far. Ino keeping a secret. Ino Yamanaka keeping a secret. No, that was beyond them. They never expected someone like her to ever, in their wildest imagination, keep a secret. Before anyone could ask any question, the door opened as a man in his mid-50s entered. He had long black hair. He was wearing a black robe, pearl-like eyes, with a strange seal on his forehead walked in, followed by a girl. As she was wearing black pants, blue sandals, and an open white shirt with a black skin tight shirt underneath. As she had dark blue hair with lavender eyes. You're dismissed, Kyo-san, she said. Yes, Hinata-sama, the man said. As Hinata sat at her seat, refusing to look at anyone except for the board. Hey, Hinata, why are you so late today, Kiba tried to ask, trying to start a conversation with her. However, she did not speak to him. So, where you been, he asked. It's been so long since we hung out with each other. However, she did not say anything to him. as Ino watched as Kiba failed to get her to talk. She then snapped her gaze towards him. Please, refrain from speaking to me, Inuzaka-san, she said, or I will be forced to incapacitate you. Kiba backed away as he sat down, knowing that she would go through with her threat. After a few minutes, her gorgeous Sasuke-kun walked in, followed by her ex-best friend Sakura Haruno, pestering him for a date, but he ignored her. As Sasuke sat the level down below them, Ino leaned over as she wrapped her arms around him, telling him how much she missed him. As the three boys watched as a screaming fight broke out between them. The screaming fight turned into a fist fight, as the boys had to separate them and keep them apart. However, they pushed them off and sat down at the opposite ends of Sasuke, Ino on the right, Sakura on the left. After about a few minutes, Naruto walked in, his face looking gloomy, as Kiba did not notice a headband that Naruto had removed from his forehead and tied it around his arm. Hey, aren't real shinobis are the ones supposed to be in here? As Naruto glanced up towards him. Do you need glasses, dog breath, he said. The Hokage gave me this himself, as he pointed towards a headband. As Kiba laughed, as he was only joking with Naruto as he made his way down. So what happened, he said. Ino said that you got hurt last night. Oh, don't worry, I'm fine, said Naruto, as he glanced towards Ino. She's been waiting for you the entire morning, Kiba whispered to him. Well, before Sasuke walked in, acting like he owned the place. That is when Naruto felt someone staring at him. Glancing up, he saw Hinata, but she was looking at the board. He told Kiba that he'll be right back as he made his way towards her. Kiba warned Naruto that she was in an angry mood. However, Naruto still made his way towards her, as he stopped right beside her. Hey Hinata-chan, he said. What's up? As Naruto spoke to her for a good 3 minutes until she threatened him just like Kiba. However, unlike Kiba, Naruto did not move. She was the one that had to get up as she made her way towards a different table and sat down away from him. Naruto sighed. It happened and he did not understand what happened. Hinata was so kind and sweet last year. She was his friend and then she just changed. He didn't know what caused it, but she changed. She became heartless, dark, maybe even darker than his rival Sasuke. Before that, Naruto and her were friends. And then she became just so dark. He didn't understand. And now she seemed like she didn't even want to breathe the same air that he was breathing. As he didn't know what the hell was going on with her, he turned only to bump right into Ino, mad face. Do you know how long I was looking all over for you yesterday, she said, as she poked him right in the chest. As Naruto had no clue that she was looking for him, seeing that he was walking around clearing his mind. And he also stopped by Ichiraku's 10 minutes after she had left. Why didn't you just check at Ichiraku's? I was there for a majority of the day, he said. Well, that's after walking around. And after that I just walked around. Ino scowled as she poked him roughly. I did check there, she said, and you weren't there. Look, I'm here now. So what do you want, said Naruto. Don't you dare take that tone with me. I should be trying to make Sasuke-kun mine, but here I am, talking to you. As she frowned and crossed her arms. Look, I want to talk to you after the team selection, okay? He thought that she was still pissed off after yesterday morning. But it didn't seem that way anymore. Okay, he said. She then turned to see Sakura hugging Sasuke. Back off, forehead, he's mine. That is when another sensei named Aoi Yukimaru walked in. Hey Aoi sensei, where's Iruka and Mizuki sensei, Kiba said, not noticing that Ino and Naruto flinched. I regret to inform you that Iruka-san and Mizuki-san are no longer here, he announced in the classroom. The kids in the room looked towards him with confusion, except for Ino and Naruto. Did they have a mission or something? Choji asked. I'm afraid that Iruka was killed 2 nights ago, and Mizuki departed from the village. As the kids were shocked to hear that, as Shino asked, with his face looking calm. Well, you couldn't really tell, but his demeanor seemed calm. How did it ask? I'm afraid I cannot tell you, Shino-san, he said. The funeral will be held next Saturday at 12:30 afternoon. Any questions? The children stay quiet, digesting that information. As Aoi moved forward, I will announce the team formations for everyone, he said, as he started from Team 1 and making his way up to Team 7. Team 7 will be consisted of Sakura Haruno, Sasuke Uchiha, and Dark Sanada. Your Jonin Sensei will be Kakashi Hatake. Sakura pumped her arms in victory, as Ino and several girls cursed about not being on the same team as Sasuke-kun. Teammate will be Kiba Inuzaka, Shino Aberumi, and Hinata Hyuga. Your sensei will be Kurna Iwai. He was happy that he was on a team with Shino, as he didn't mind being on a team with him, but why Hinata? Kiba didn't want her on the team. That girl had become so cold and, well, dark, for simply reasons he couldn't understand. The next team was Team 10, seeing that Team 9 was still in circulation. Choji, Ino, and Shikamaru. Ino banged her head on the table hearing that, furious, as she didn't want to be in a team with them. Shikamaru was lazy and Choji just always loved to eat. She wanted to be in a team with Sasuke-kun. Hey, what about me? Said Naruto. As Aoi looked towards him, you could tell that he was one of the few that did not like Naruto. That's right, Uzumaki-san. Due to your unique circumstances, the Hokage asked for you to meet him in the office right after we wrap things up here. Understood? As Naruto nodded, wondering what the hell was going on. Jeez, that guy is nothing like Iruka, Kiba said. If Iruka was here, he would have been a lot nicer to us. As the guy just left, without even saying anything. Just tell him to wait here, and that's all. As Naruto started to walk out until Ino caught up to him. Hey, Naruto, wait, she said. As Naruto turned towards her, almost forgetting that she wanted to talk to him. Sorry about that, said Naruto. I kinda forgot about you wanting to talk to me, said Naruto. It's alright, she said. As she looked around, she then grabbed his hand and pulled him along. Where are we going? As she brought him to a secluded area. Yesterday, when you left the house, I kinda followed after you, she said. You followed me? Yes. And I know everything. Naruto's eyes narrowed. About the Kyuubi, she whispered. As Naruto looked at her in shock as he started to back away. She seemed to trigger his fight or flight, and he was about to flight. But she begged him not to run away, as she explained everything about her father's explanation, and that she understood. Naruto was shocked. Here he thought that she was gonna hate him as well now, like truly hate him for being the Kyuubi container. So, you don't think of me as the Kyuubi, he said. Of course not. My father, she was cut off as Naruto hugged her. This was the first time someone his own age knew. And she didn't think of him as such. And here he thought that if anyone his age found out, they would hate him as well. As Naruto hugged her rather tightly, their cheeks pressing against each other. As that caused both of them to blush as they stepped back. Sorry about that. It's alright, she said. I just want you to know that if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here. Seeing that she was the only child his age that knew this, she figured she could help him out. She didn't know why she was being so kind to him. Maybe she was just trying to help him out because she saw how saddened he was. And now she understands why some people act that way. Maybe it was not all the pranks that people hate him for. A lot of things start to make a lot of sense to her now. However, her sensei showed up. As she said goodbye, Naruto felt a lot better. In fact, he felt ecstatic. That is when he was wrapped up in a hug once again. Naruto blinked as Ino was hugging him. Ino herself didn't know why the hell she was doing this. As she broke the hug, as she waved goodbye before running off. As Ino ran, her face was a little bit red. Why did she do that? She thought to herself. She shook her head as she made her way. As for Naruto, he felt a lot better. It felt like a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. Someone his age knew and they did not hate him. Now he wanted to know what the hell was going on with him and his team. Unaware to Naruto, he was being watched. Eyes that looked at him with anger and sadness. So much sadness. At the Hokage's tower, despite their wobbly friendship, Ino surely became a good friend after this day. It was the same how him and Hinata was back in the days. He still had no idea what made her change and what made her start acting this way, but she would not explain or tell it to him, so he wouldn't know. Arriving there, Naruto saw two other people there. As Naruto started to blush when he saw what the first woman was wearing, the trench coat, but under that she was wearing a fishnet shirt, as her skirt was also incredibly short as well. The man beside her was dressed in a more shinobi attire, but he looked rather sickly, like he would collapse at any moment. Ah, there you are, Naruto-kun. I was wondering when you would get here. as Naruto looked over towards his grandfather figure. You wanted me, Gigi, said Naruto. Yes, I did, and I have two reasons for calling you here. First, I would like to introduce you to Midarashi Anko. As Anko nodded towards him, her face was cold, unfeeling, unattached, as Naruto did not know why. He even moved his hand towards the other man, and this is Hayate Geiko. The man coughed in his palm, making Naruto worry about his health. These two will be your sensei from this day forward. Naruto was shocked. He was gonna get two teachers? By himself? From what all the Anvu told me about you, Naruto-kun, you're very stealthy and fast on your feet. Anko here is the best stealth expert that we got, and she will be teaching you in that area to increase your speed and stealth. Anko's face was still blank as she gazed towards the blonde. And since one of your Kyuubi mode, use katana. Hayate here will be training you in Kinjutsu. He will be helping you with your speed as well and how to effectively use your Bloodline katana. Hayate started to cough again before he wheezed out. It will be a pleasure to teach you, he said. As Naruto smiled and asked him if he was alright, the man simply nodded. Can you two wait outside for a moment, Hiruzen said. As the both of them nodded, Anko's face was still cold, unfeeling. As Naruto stood there, there's another reason why I called you here today. I decided to give you something that was originally your mother's. Naruto still did not understand why he was getting this special treatment. Two senseis instead of one, and not to mention it was him alone. Maybe the old man knew something that he did not, but he said nothing. As Hiruzen opened a secret compartment on the wall and pulled out a strange blue blanket, as he gave it to Naruto and told him to unfurl it. As Naruto did and found two Kodakai blades with a spiral at the hilt. He picked up one of them and he was shocked at how light it was. As a Hokage handed him a sling with two sheets on it. Thanks, Gigi, said Naruto. You're very welcome, Hiruzen said, a smile on his face. The man was looking at him strangely, proud yet something else was there. As he told Naruto to go and meet up with his senseis. Once Naruto was gone, he opened a folder. As he looked inside said folder to see a photo with a blonde, hair man, blue eyes, a red-haired woman beside him. As he looked down towards the photograph, there was someone else. He knew that Naruto was upset about him not telling him about his father or his mother dojutsu. However, if he found out about his sister, yes, there was a girl in the photo as well, a very young child, red hair, blue eyes. As he hoped that Naruto would forgive him, as he sighed to himself, there was so much that Naruto did not know, so much that he's not told him, especially about his sister. Here's a sigh. But guys, if you end subscribe right here, if you want to see the next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm out for now, see you guys soon. Peace, guys.